Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. So it is time for me to make a birthday card, and this is what we're going to make. It says it's your birthday, unleash the Kraken, and it's just a little card. And I thought this looked like a Polaroid, and this kind of looked like, I don't know, stormy weather kind of. I really struggled a little bit with this card, I'm not going to lie, because I'm not familiar with the Unleash the Kraken thing, but this is a kit by Avery L, and it has die cuts that match. Winnie, no, go lay down. And I just thought it was kind of cute and neat, and I thought that it would be a good masculine kind of a guy card. So what I did is I colored this fun colors, and I put some water here on the bottom, and then I made it look like a dark sky with a moon, and then I stamped the It's Your Birthday, Unleash the Kraken using a sentiment strip, which I don't know, you don't need this for sure. And then I just cut it in the middle because it just seemed, I don't know, the way that the words were looking, it just seemed a little bit hard to figure out how to use it. So I think I like the idea that it's cracked in the middle, and on this one I may actually cut it so it's jagged. I think that might even be a little cuter. Whoops, I think my light might be in the way, sorry. And then I used these rough edge square borders to cut the Polaroid out of a piece of white cardstock. So I used that to cut this out, and then so I'll have this to use for something else. So I have that over here from book cards. I even cut some clouds that you might see over here in the corner that I was going to use, but then I've decided not to. So then I have my paper towel over here too. I am just all full of stuff over here. My little dog stickers. I'm just a mess. Alright, and then I did use my art glitter glue. This is my favorite glue. And I used some of the glossy accents, and I left that out so that I wouldn't forget. I used glossy accents on the little dots of the little octopus thing. I don't know what it is. And I guess it's the Kraken. I don't know what I'm talking about. So any of the areas that I colored purple, I added some glossy accents. And I added glossy accents to the candles on the cake and the flag on the boat. So let's go ahead and get started. It's actually, once you've got your idea together, the card comes together pretty easily. I have an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper that I cut in half and then folded in half and created an A2 sized card. It's just a regular card base that I use all the time, but it is it measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 folded. And then this actually fits right on top of it, but I'm not going to put that on there yet. Oh, sorry, one of my hairs is running astray. And then I'm going to put a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 piece of cardstock to fit nicely on the inside. I do this a lot, so you guys, if you have seen any of my other videos, you've probably seen this. Or if you're new and you're just watching and you have a question about what I'm doing, you can watch some of my other videos and it might help you out as well. Maybe I'll do a video on just a basic A2 sized card and just call it that so that everybody who has any questions can look. But I really don't get a lot of questions about that, so I don't know if that would be helpful or not. So let me know if that's something that you would like. And then I have my black that's going to go on top of my white like this, or underneath my white like this. And then I also have this that I thought I would make as a little moon, and I thought it was too bright yellow, so I took some darker yellow. I have crushed curry from Stampin' Up, but I mean, use what you have. And I am just zhuzhing my moon to make it a darker yellow, and then to kind of give it, I don't know, a little creepier feeling. And I'm going to put this in the corner on this side for this one. And to get it where I want it, I just took my frame and my pen and marked where I thought I'd want it to cut. And then I can take my hand handy dandy trimmer and just make sure that the blue or the mark that I made is cut off of the moon so that won't be seen. And then I'm left with this, and I'm going to put some glue on each side that I cut. And then I can put this up in the corner, just like that. And you can see I didn't even get it straight, and that doesn't matter as long as it's on there, because nobody's ever going to see it when it's this way. And I'm not going to stick this on yet, but I'm also going to put some water down here. So I had a piece of cardstock, or of cardstock, like designer cardstock or patterned cardstock that I had in my stash, and I just kind of made it look like a wave, and then I'm going to glue that to the bottom of the card. So in the same kind of manner, only this time I am taking the glue and putting it on the bottom of my card and then on the sides of my card. And then I'm just going to put this blue water like that. It is a rainy Saturday, and it is so perfect for crafting. I'm glad that my dog finally settled down. Now I think I can glue the black on. So for this one, I'm going to just take my glue and put it all around the edge where the black cardstock can do its thing. There we go. Yeah, that looks cool. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. Maybe I spoke too soon, huh? So now there's the card base. And so let's go ahead and cut this. And like I said, I wanted to kind of make it jaggedy. So I just cut it jaggedy. And I'm going to stick that down here. So I did the stamping already, but I haven't done the coloring or the die cutting of the actual image. I did die cut the sentiment. Oh, and I want to see. There we go. It's your birthday, unleash the Kraken. And then here are the stamped images. And this is all of the stamped images in the set, so there's 3. And what did I do with my lid? I'm forever losing that thing. I'll just put it to the side for now. I usually find it, but there have been a couple of times that I haven't and I've had to replace it, but usually I find it. Oh, here it is. It's just a sterling silver pen so that it fits right inside there. Okay, so now the fun part, I think, the coloring. I mean, it's all fun, but for me, this card, the best part of it was the coloring, just because I'm not real familiar with this card. So, like I said, I used green and blue and purple for my Kraken, and I used a really bright blue for the water. So I'm going to go ahead and do that first, and all I did was took my alcohol marker and just colored a big white or big wide color of that, and that's the only part that I used for this color of the blue. And it I just thought it looked more like water, and the dye is going to cut this, so it's going to be a thin blue line. Here, I'll leave that here so you guys can see, and move that over there. I used this for the candle lights, the flame. I guess it's not a fire. Okay, so then let's see. I am going to start with my lightest blue. So I have two blue colors, an 84 and an 86 on this particular brand. And I want the thin. It's the 86. This is the 84. I'm going to start with the lighter color, so it's usually the lighter number. Not always with these, and you can't always trust the color from the lid of these alcohol markers. The Copics are way more reliable, but so if you don't know what the color looks like, then it's best to put some on a scrap piece of paper and look at it. So I'm just coloring the bottom half, or however much of the bottom I feel like I want blue. I'm coloring that, and I'm not coloring in the little dots on the legs. When I was doing this, I was thinking that maybe I would color all of the legs except for one to show you guys what I did, but I ended up just not coloring anything. So sorry if this is a long video, but I know that some people like the coloring process and you guys like to just watch it, and so I don't know, it's hard to please everybody. Sometimes if I'm listening to a book or something, I'll do most of it so that I can continue with my book or whatever I'm listening to, and then sometimes I have more time to color. It just depends on where I'm at and what I'm doing. So once I have the base color down that I want, that is the 84, I'm going to take my darker one and just go in wherever I feel like I want to and make it a little darker. I mean, this is a sea creature, so I don't think it's like super important that I get it exactly detailed, but you know, I just like the colors together, and I wanted it to look like they kind of blended in to each other. And this little guy right here is bugging me, so let me find I didn't stamp that too well, and there's a little, one of his little dots isn't showing up very well. There. So now it will show up better, and I can avoid it a little easier. Somebody's doing something outside. Thought it might be Dennis, but now I don't think it is. So I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but there's some tool that's being used. Someone's working outside. So let me put this back, and then I have two colors of green, a lighter color and a darker color again, and I'm just going to use my lighter color and color all of the rest of the leg that I haven't colored. My dogs are so funny. They were were totally asleep. I was watching YouTube in the living room, and then Dennis came downstairs, and they totally woke up. Like it was like, I mean, they were almost dead asleep, you know. And then he came up, or he came down and woke them up, and now they are like they got all wound up, and Dennis doesn't know what he causes sometimes, I don't think. And the dogs are just so silly because they just get so excited. And then Dennis went outside, so they didn't even get to play with them or anything. And it's rainy, like I said, and I don't like to leave them out in the rain, even if they want to be out there, and they only want to be out there because Dennis is out there, and they'll get all muddy, and it's no fun. Then they need a bath, and the carpet needs washed, and the linoleum needs mopped, and it's just one thing after another. So they are now inside, and they're kind of whiny because they want to be out there with Dad, but I think if they calm down, they'll fall asleep again because they were so tired. And they haven't really had their morning sleep yet. Oh, how did I miss this one? That's funny. And now I think they're in that phase where just about anything is going to make them excited because they're so tired. But they're on high alert. So sorry if you guys can hear them, but they're my babies. I'm going to take the blue and go back over these greens a little bit here. Just because I want it to blend a little bit better than this, so I'm just... Oh, so I'm going to take my lightest blue. I'm just kind of going over where the green is. I don't know what kind of power tool that is, but man, he's going at it. First I thought it was something like a lawnmower or something, but I don't think it's that. And you guys probably can't even hear it, but I sure can. It's like... Oh, and I think it's stopped now. Yeah, it sounds like something that won't be going on for a long time. Oh, it's started again. I mean, it might be, like they might be cutting wood or something like that, so it might happen again and again and again, but I don't think it's going to be an extended period of time for... I don't know, but what do I know? I don't even know what it is. So this is just a purple color that I liked, and I thought it went well with the green and the blue. So I'm just coloring the little dots and the little, like when it shows like the other side of the leg, or I don't know what you even call these things, tentacle. I guess we say an octopus has 8 legs, so I guess you can call it a leg. I don't think any of us in this crafty world are going to care too much what you call it. Well, I mean, and if you are, then that's great too, but I think that we show each other grace when it comes to things like that, when we're just crafting. Alright, and I'm going to take my lighter green again and just kind of go over some of this. There's like a harsh line on some of the green, and I don't like that very much, so I'm going to try to soften that, blend it in. There, that's way better. Alright, so now that I have him colored, I'm going to color the other things. So I have this really light color that I'm going to use for the sails of the sailboat. See, it looks like it's like a light gray or something, but it comes off a little bit brown. I don't know, like a taupe-ish color. So with these you have to be careful of the lid color versus the actual color. And these are fine color markers, FINECOLOUR. And then I'm going to use a lighter brown. Now the dogs are going parkour. Oh my gosh, they're so funny. And then I think this might be a lighter brown. So there's that, and then I'm going to do this lighter brown to my cake to make it look like it's a chocolate cake. And then I took the darker brown and I did the icing, like the, I don't know. I mean, it is icing. I missed a little spot right there. And then I took my blue Nuvo marker and just kind of went over the icing portion. Now, it doesn't really show up as blue, but I thought it gave it a little nice color. First, I was hoping that it would show up as blue, but now I'm kind of glad that it just did what it did. It's just like a little bit of glitter and a little bit of color, so you can kind of see that, oh, there's a little color on there, but it's nothing too distracting. And then I took my lightest blue and did the candles. And then I did my orange glitter pen and did the little candle flames. And then I had kind of a reddish brown color that I used for the flag, just because I thought it was probably a black flag, but then I couldn't remember exactly, so I thought, well, I'll just do something that's pretty dark, but it's not exactly black. So there's that. I'll put these to the side. I'm going to get out my dies so I can cut these out. So I'm going to take this to my die cutter, and then I'm going to be right back. So let's see here. Just take these over here. Are you getting tired, puppy? I hear you. Oh no, you don't get to whine. No, there's no whining and card making. Winnie. There's no whining in baseball. so now all of these should be cut out. I'm left with that, but I'm just going to toss. And I'm going to put these on the back of the magnet again so that they're stored and I don't lose them. And that's how I store my images and stamps and stuff. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is put these things on the card. I start with the little Kraken guy. Winnie, no. And I thought it would be fun if he was different, like, dimensions, because I feel like some of his little tentacles would be closer to you than others, and I don't know. So I just took two different size dimensionals, some that are thicker than others, and I put them in different places on his. So some are, oops, oh, there's one that doesn't have any. Here's about it. Alright, so now I will go ahead and take off all of the backing, and I may even put a little bit of glue, so it'll be all different sizes. It'll be the glue, and then the thinner dye, and then, or the thinner sticky, and then the thickest sticky. So there's three different dimensions that this guy could be. And I might even put a little bit up here. I'm just going to put this down on the water, and I'm going to press down so that all the areas that I have at different places are demonstrated, I guess. So that's how that looks, and hopefully you can see that it's, and it looks kind of neat. I can see it from here that they're like, some of them look like they're sticking out further than others. It's kind of a neat idea. And then with these, I wanted them to be like he has them and he's shaking them all up, and I think it's hilarious. Look at how they made the boat and then how they made the cake. Oh, I think it's funny. So I'm just putting a piece or dimensional on the boat, and then I am going to put him in here like he's being tossed around over there, and then this guy, I put him being tossed around over here, and I didn't use any dimensional on him. I'm just taking my glue and putting it on the sides of both of the cake, and then I'm letting him rest on the tentacles over here, and then the actual card base over here. And then maybe I'll put a little pop dot. I don't need a big one, just a little piece under the candles. Minnie. Good Lord, girl. Sorry if you can't see what I'm doing, I apologize. So then now the candles kind of, the cake's at different angles too. So there's part of the cake that's on the card base, there's part that's on the tentacles, and there's part that's on a glue dot for itself. Yay! So then the last thing that I did was just took my glossy accents and I added it to, I think I said this already, but I added it to the candles. Anywhere that you want to kind of, it will raise it up a little bit and it will look shiny, almost wet. So I'm putting it on all the areas that I colored purple. And this takes about 20 minutes to dry, not too long. And I think it gives it a neat little accent. A glossy accent. Maybe that's how it got its name. I'm going to do the flag, and then I'm also going to do this little strip of water. All right. And that, my friends, is it. Kind of a fun card and a neat concept. I think that a guy will like this. I showed it to Dennis and he was like, oh yeah, that's cool. So I don't know, but yeah, there is that. Oh, I see I missed some of the purple dots over here. Good grief, how did I do that? I missed like a whole section. Makes me wonder if I missed any on the first card. There, that looks better. And it looks like I hit them all on this one. That's so funny. Well, I'm glad I did. But thanks for watching, and I hope this gives you some inspiration and has you try something maybe different or fun, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.